Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley, and today we are going to talk about comparatives and superlatives. Pretty straightforward, basic lesson. Okay, I will teach you how they are formed and the spelling rules, and then we'll just fool around and practice trying to use some comparative and superlative structures. I will engage you in conversation and encourage you to compare some things. Okay, let me welcome some students to the class. Hello, Anna. Anna, how are you?
Hello, how are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay too.
Great. Glad to hear it. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Oh yes. We have another Anna. Anna Belen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Anna Belen. Can I call you Anna Belen since I have another
Okay,
Anna?
no problem. Yes.
All right. Anna Belen, where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Okay. Terrific. Welcome to the class.
Thank
Nice
you
to
very
have
much.
you. Mustafa's with us. Hello, Mustafa.
Hello, teacher. How are you? How was your lunch?
Lunch. 1,000 years ago. It was fine. I don't really remember it, but I think it was fine. Thanks. Anyway, welcome to the class.
Thank you.
I also would like to welcome Jacqueline.
Hi.
Hi, Jacqueline. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Great. And where are you from, Jacqueline?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia. All right. Terrific. Thank you for joining us. Hello to Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
As always, it's my pleasure. Somebody, I don't know, Jacqueline asking what time it is here. It is 8:03 p.m. 8 o'clock p.m. in the evening where I am. I'm in the Philippines. I'm an American, but I'm living in the Philippines. Okay. Okay. Hello, Sum.
Hello. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Long time no see. How are you?
I'm fine because I'm lazy.
You're fine because you're lazy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
cannot see you so many times.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's okay. Glad to see you again. And my old friend Pavel's with us. Hello, Pavel.
Hello, nice to see you again.
As always, my pleasure. Welcome to the class. Okay, real straightforward, not too complicated lesson for you guys today, this evening, or this morning, or whatever it is where you are. Here we go. We're talking comparatives and superlatives. Not too tough, pretty easy stuff to grasp. First of all, we're talking about comparatives and superlatives. We are, of course, talking about adjectives. All right. Anna, what are adjectives used for?
Can you repeat, please?
What is the purpose of adjectives? What are adjectives used for?
Useful.
Used for.
Use for.
Yes, used for.
I don't understand the question, sorry.
Okay, let me spell it. We'll do a little writing it in the Verbling chat. Okay. Anna, what are adjectives used for? Still not understand?
No. What are the adjectives I use for what? For what?
Okay.
A comparative, a superlative.
Okay. Let me rephrase the question. What is an adjective?
The meaning of the adjective into grammar.
Yes.
The adjective is the word who who identify a noun, more or less. I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay. It modifies a noun or changes a noun. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. It modifies a noun. And okay, just so you know, in English, if I say, for example, it's pretty much the same thing. If I say, what is a pencil used for? You could say it's an instrument used to write with. Or if I say, what is a pencil? You would say it is an instrument used to write with. Basically, the answer to those questions are actually identical. It is very common to phrase the question in exactly that either way. What is a something used for? Or what is a something? It's very common to use either of those, same exact meaning. Or say, could you define an adjective? All those three ways of asking the same exact question, actually, just so you know, for future reference. All right, sure. An adjective modifies a noun. A black dog. All right, it describes or modifies a noun. It describes the noun. A black dog. Maybe better, it describes a noun. Okay. All right. That's it. A yellow pencil. A tall tree. That's it. Now, today we're looking at comparatives and superlatives. Comparatives are things are adjective constructions. They're types of adjectives which are used in comparisons, comparative comparisons. Okay, comparisons between two things. Okay, for example, this pencil is longer than this pencil. Oh, there we go. This one is longer than this one. Very, very simple, right? Even if I had a group of tiny pencils, I could use a comparative. I could simply say this pencil is longer than these pencils. I'm still comparing two things. I'm comparing one with this group. So it's still the same thing. I use a comparative. There you go. There's a comparative. Longer. When I have three or more items, which I do not have three pencils, or do I? Maybe I do. Hang on. Yes, I do. Hooray. All right. Yes, I have a smaller pencil. When I have three items or more, now I can say that this pencil is there's only one that can be the longest pencil. Very simple. This is the longest pencil here. Okay, three or more things. It doesn't matter if it's 3 or 3 million. When I use a superlative, remember superlative, I always have to use the longest pencil. Another thing you may or you may not have noticed unless you're paying very careful attention, but there are a number of adjectives that have an ng sound. Long. Notice long. Long. Longer. Notice that the G is no longer silent. It's no longer an ng. sound, it's now longer. I use it to connect with the sound, so I need that G sound. Longer and longest. Longest. G. Suddenly the G is there. Long, longer, longest. Interesting, because there's a lot of adjectives that have NG. Strong, long. There's a few. I don't know. There's a couple others. Common adjectives. Okay. All right, so basically I've explained what a comparative is and what a superlative is. Now we're going to look at, really, the concept is not that hard, but the problem is there's some weird spelling things. What on earth? Ooh, strange. Something happened to my document I was going to share. Give me a second and I'll get another one. That was weird. It disappeared. I need my task manager. That was odd. Just a second, please. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's take a look at how they look in a sentence, and then we'll talk about it a little more. Hello, Jose, by the way. Hi, Jose.
Hi,
Thanks for joining
teacher.
us.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Fine.
Likewise.
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. And also, Andre has joined us. Hello, Andre.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the class. I guess in case, although I don't know if I will, in case I I'm going to write some extra notes or something, I'm going to be using the group chat box, which most of you have already found. That is the blue box. When you scroll up, the blue talk box or talk balloon in the upper left-hand corner. I'm over there now. I'll be using that since Verbling chat pretty much used up. Okay, real simple. I just want you to read the sentence here, and then, I'll ask you a question about it. Anna Boleyn. First sentence.
Tennis is a more difficult sport than rugby.
Do you agree with that, Anna? What is your opinion of this statement?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
No.
Sorry, I got confused. Two Annas. Anna Boleyn, what do you think? Is that true?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't know. You've never played rugby, have you?
No.
I knew it.
I never see much of rugby.
Okay. Anna Boleyn, where is the comparative structure here? What is the comparative?
More difficult.
Indeed it is. Okay. Do you know why we use more with difficult?
Because difficult has more than 2 syllables.
Yeah, in fact, it has more than 1 syllable. Because it has more than 1 syllable, we need to have more. The exception appears in the next sentence. And Mustafa, you're going to help me with this. Can you read this sentence, please?
I think John is happier now than a year ago.
Okay. And what is the comparative structure, the comparative here?
Happier.
Yes, indeed it is. Okay. Now here we don't need more happy. Actually, a very common mistake is to hear people say more happier. That is redundant. It's repetitive because we already have the ER ending. Why happy is 2 syllables? Mustafa, why do we not need more?
I think that I guess like the same of the first one. First one is two syllable. Now we have just one syllable. So it is we don't put more or most in comparative and superlative. We just add er.
Actually, I'm tricking my friend Mustafa. The reality is any adjective that ends with Y, we don't care how many syllables it is. We're not going to use more. But we are going to change our suffix ending. Instead of er, we're going to get rid of the Y, bye Y, and we're going to use IER.
Okay.
So when the adjective ends with Y, that's it. We don't need more, or later we'll see most with superlatives. We don't need it. We're just going to remove the Y and change that to I, and then add our regular suffix ending, ER. That's it. We got another strange spelling rule coming up here. Jacqueline, can you read this one?
Yes. Could you open the window, please? It's getting hotter in this room by the minute.
Oh yeah, yes it is. Okay, and what is our comparative?
Hotter. Hotter.
Yeah, of course it is. Very good. With our ER ending, like my first pencil demonstration, longer, hotter. Okay, very good. Hot, of course, is one syllable. What has changed here, Jacqueline?
The T is double.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Words that and syllable, sorry, consonant, syllable, consonant. We have to double the consonant when we create a comparative. Can you think of any other examples of that, Jacqueline?
Sit. No.
Well, kind of.
No.
That's not an adjective.
No, yes. I don't know.
Okay.
Better?
Yeah, but that would be bet.
Yes.
That's not right. Bet and better. No, that's a totally different thing, right? That's a horse of a different color right there. Yeah, we'll talk about better in just a second. Okay, let me open question to the class. Can anyone think of any other adjectives like this?
Big.
Yes.
Big.
Sorry.
Cold.
Bigger.
Thin.
Thin.
Thin. Thin.
Thinner.
Yes.
Yeah. Thin, thinner. Very good. Big, bigger. Hot, hotter. Very good.
Colder. Colder.
Well, wait. Cold. Are you saying cold?
Cold. Colder.
Right, but we don't have to double the D because there's two consonants here.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the difference. Here's why. I might as well explain this. Why not? Look. Going back to, all right. Going back to imagine if I had, okay, imagine if I had, whoops, hot. Okay, hot. If I add an E to that, what does that say? Does anybody know? Doesn't say anything.
Hotter. Hotter.
Hot. Okay, the thing is, when you don't have an E on the end, it's a short vowel sound, so ah. If you add an E, it's ho, like hotel. Notice this is very close to the word hotel. Hot. There is no word hot, but if I just added air to this, I would have to pronounce this hoter. Hoter, a long vowel sound. Same thing. I mean, big, beige, beiger. What is that? Thin, fine. Because it's a short vowel sound. That's why we're doubling this consonant, so no one gets confused with pronunciation, because In general, when we have a vowel, consonant, and then an E, it means it's a long vowel. When there's no E, it means it's a short vowel. I believe there are even cases which I right now cannot actually think of, although I was thinking of one before class. There are even cases where it will actually change the word. Any case, that's basically why you have to double the final consonant, because of that kind of pronunciation rule. All right. Okay. So, all right. We're going to go around the class now. I'm going to have you guys, I haven't forgotten, Jacqueline, about better. I'm going to have you guys give me what is the comparative of these different forms. Heidi, interesting?
More interesting.
Of course. Of course, more interesting. We need interesting. 4 syllables, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely, that's a lot more than 3. Okay, that is correct. Some. Whoops. Some. Weak.
Weak.
What is the comparative form?
Weak.
Yeah. Okay. If you're not stronger than me, then you must be what?
A-K-E-R.
E-R. Weaker. You need
Weaker.
to pronounce it. Weaker.
Weaker.
Yeah. Weaker. You need to pronounce it. Weaker. That's it. Okay. Notice I don't have to double the K. That's because I've got a double vowel, E-A. One vowel sound, but one syllable in that word. But I don't need. All I have to do is add the ER just by itself. Okay, Pavel. Funny.
Funny, funnier.
And spelling it.
M-M-I-R-R.
I-E-R. Right.
Yeah.
I-E-R. Yeah, that's it. The Y turns into an I, and then the ER is added. Okay, this is pretty basic, right? Jose, important?
Yes. More important.
Okay, very good. The most common mistake is people usually they don't mess up these multi-syllable adjectives. The most common mistake is people say more weaker or more funnier, which is redundant. The ER already means more weak. So when you say more weaker, you're saying more weak, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, Andre,
Yes.
careful.
More careful.
More careful. Sure. Okay, big. We already looked at big, so I'm just gonna fill this in. Bigger. This one we do add the 2 G's. How about the next one, Anna? Small.
Smaller.
Spell it.
S-M-A-double-L-E-R.
Okay. Well, I was going to see if I could trick you there, but no, it's already got double L's. You don't have to do anything with an adjective ending already with double consonants. Of course not. Anna Boleyn, how about polluted?
More polluted.
Okay, this is simple, right? All right. Okay. Boring, of course, more boring. Angry, angrier. All right, very simple. Okay, no problem here. Now, in English, what is missing here from our little list? This is basically everything, but it's not everything. We have the ER, which we just simply add ER to make it comparative. We have the short vowel sounds followed by one consonant, one vowel, one consonant, which we have to double the final consonant. Words that end with Y, we add IER. Okay, fine, we've got that, and we understand that any multi-syllable, many-syllable words, if it doesn't end with Y, we have to add more. Very simple. What is missing from this picture? Mustafa, do you know? There are, do you know how in English there are regular verbs like walk, walked,
Good.
walked, and then there are irregular verbs like run, ran,
Yeah.
run. Okay,
Yeah.
there are also regular, with whatever, 99.9% of all adjectives are regular adjectives. There are also irregular adjectives.
Like maybe good, better, best.
Like maybe good, and good, and this Anna Boleyn is where you get your better. If it was you, better. This is an irregular. We don't just change the spelling, add more, add ER. We actually change the word completely. There's one more that is very common. Jacqueline, what is it?
Bad, worse.
Uh-huh. Very good. Thank you. All right. Very good. Simple. That's it. Okay. Now we're going to talk about superlatives. Basically, the same rules. All right? Basically, we're talking about the same rules, except with EST instead of ER. All right. Same thing happens here. Heidi, read the sentence, please.
New York has got to be the most exciting city in the world.
All right, and the superlative?
The most exciting.
Yeah, and actually, you are right. The most exciting. Pretty much, you have to use the, or you have to use another demonstrative. In the next sentence, we can see another demonstrative, something that defines it. Usually the, but it's possible to have a possessive, as in the next sentence. Some, can you read this one?
His biggest desire is to return home.
Great. And what is the superlative?
Biggest.
Yes, it is. Okay. Notice we don't need the. That's because we never need an article, the, a, or an, when we have another demonstrative, such as a possessive pronoun or a quantifier. Of course, a quantifier is not going to really work. Some quantifiers are things like a lot of, or it tells how many. Well, we know it's one. So quantifiers don't apply in this case of superlatives because we know it's only one. Quantifiers tell us how many. If it's one, then that's when we use an article, a, an, or the. So anyway, in other words, it's possible to use a possessive pronoun. Sure. Okay, and again, it's the same rule. Exciting, multi-syllables, we're going to use most. Instead of more, it's most. Biggest, again, we're going to double. Same idea. We're going to double the final consonant and add the suffix est. Same stuff going on here. Next one, Pavel, please.
She is probably the angriest person I know.
All right. And the superlative, of course, is?
Probably angriest. The angriest.
The angriest, sure. All right, the one. Okay, the angriest. Of course, same thing, angry ends with a Y. We change the Y to an I and add our normal suffix est. Same thing. Same idea. One syllable adjectives we're just going to add est to. Double the consonant if it's a short vowel or vowel consonant ending. Same idea here. So okay, let's zip through. Let's see. I'm not even going to write them. Let's just see if we can zip through, and then we'll practice speaking using these. Jose, superlative, interesting.
Yes. Most interesting.
Sure, most interesting. All right, absolutely. Andre, weak.
Me? Weak. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. You're talking about a group of.
Is you pronounce because you have one syllable is the weak est. Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Weak, the weakest. Interesting. It has to be most interesting, and frankly, most interesting.
Okay. But you have three or for another syllable you put in the word must. You have one or two syllable you put est or you some no?
Not exactly. Let me see. If it ends with a Y, then you use ist. I think you're getting confused. Somebody mentioned it earlier because, like, angry ends it with Y. Probably because many adjectives with two syllables end with Y. Can anybody give me an adjective that's two syllables? Put on your thinking caps. Anyone? Anyone?
Happy.
Try to happy, that ends with Y. Try for one that doesn't end with Y. Pretty, oh, that ends with Y. Shoot. They all end with Y.
Busy.
What?
Busy.
Busy? Ah, that ends with Y too.
Cold.
Look at that. What's that, Mustafa?
Cold. Cold.
Cold? That's one syllable.
One syllable.
Yeah, so cold is simply going to be...
Little.
White.
What's that?
White.
White? Like color?
No, white.
Wide?
I-D? Okay.
Actually, this is interesting. We can look at this for a second, though. Notice wide. Wide because it's a long sound. Yeah. It's see with the E on the end, it's not wid, it's wide, and here it becomes widest, or really the widest. Nope, we just add est. That's a one syllable. Little. There we go, Andre. You the man. Yeah. You the man. You are the. Okay.
Many.
How are many ends with Y? Little is a great example. Let's stop there. Little. Okay. How are we going to make the superlative?
Must. Least. Least.
Ha the least big. Okay. We'll get back to that. But if we're going to most little, well.
Less.
Less least.
Little.
Least.
The least.
Least.
Okay. Less. Least. Okay, less. There are less. You're thinking. Wait a minute. Is more little. Why less least? Hang on. All right. Less.
Friendly.
Few. Friendly? What? Friendlies and what?
Friendly.
Okay, wait a minute before we get too far ahead of ourselves. What is the comparative and the superlative for little?
So
Little,
Less,
less than that.
less and
okay.
Least.
Hang on.
Uh,
Does that make sense though? Wait a minute. Let me go back. Let me illustration. Remember, I had my little short yellow pencil and my brown pencil, which is kind of medium size. Okay, this is a little. Okay, this is a little pencil. How do I say? I could say it's smaller.
Smaller. Yeah.
Yes, I can say it's smaller. But can I?
There's
Can I use a
a
comparative?
little milk, then less milk.
There is less milk, but that's okay. Sure, that's an uncountable. There is less milk. But how about the pencils? These are countable. Milk, okay, I'll give you that, Heidi. It would be more common to say there's a little milk, there's even less milk now, there's the least amount of milk we've had all week. Sure. What about the pencils? What am I going to do with these? How am I going to describe the brown pencil compared to the yellow pencil?
Small. Smallest.
Okay. You're probably absolutely correct. You would probably choose to use a different word because it's slightly awkward. But you certainly absolutely cannot say littler. It's definitely wrong. It's 2 syllables. You cannot add ER if it's 2 syllables. Only 1 syllable do you add ER unless it's a Y. You can it's actually grammatically correct to say this one's more little than this one. But of course, you're used to people saying this is smaller than this one because it's a lot easier to say, and it's a lot less confusing. But it's actually grammatically correct to say this one's more little, and this one's the most little of the group. It's correct. It gets confusing because of uncountable nouns, and we use little as a quantifier. So you have to realize little milk. You're absolutely right. We use few. I have few pencils. I have few pencils. I have fewer pencils. Now I have the fewest pencils. So it's easy with countables and few. And we use little for I have a little water. I have less water. I have the least water that I have had since the class started. You're absolutely right. It gets confusing because we also use little as a quantifier, so we got to be careful. Quantifiers are actually used like demonstratives in front of a word, so it can be confusing there. Actually, that's great. That's the first time that's come up. I've taught this class before 2 or 3 times, and that's the first time that's come up. That's very interesting. So, okay, we can, if we're talking about size, not amount, we can use more little, most little, all right? But if we're talking about amount, like quantity, like Heidi was talking about with milk, she is absolutely correct. You would have to use less and least. She is correct. So that one's very interesting. Okay. Is there another? I'll give you another. Okay, yellow. And yes, we can. Here's a conundrum for you. Can we make comparatives and superlatives with colors? Mm-hmm. Can we? What do you think? Anybody?
No.
No. You'll take a chance.
No, more yellow one, no. Not brighter or darker.
Sure, you can say more yellow, believe it or not. Sure.
More red, yeah. More white.
You've never heard of this expression?
No.
No, wait. His eyes were redder than the sun. You've never heard this before? Used as a comparative. In particular, when we're using a than structure as a comparison, okay, often you're going to see than with a comparative adjective, something than something else. Actually, this is perfectly possible. You've never heard this expression. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. This is a common English expression, meaning that you're always envious of what someone else has, of what your neighbor has. Yeah, it's definitely possible. But with yellow, red, of course, one syllable. Green, of course, one syllable. Yellow, you're definitely going to have to say more yellow. It's more, okay? For example, here's where you might see it, Heidi, just to make it clearer. Her hair was more yellow than the sun. No, than corn. I don't know. Some kind of comparative like that is where you would actually see like yellow. You definitely cannot say yellower. All right, so there's a 2-syllable. So the rule is actually 1 syllable. You add ER or EST. 2 syllables, no. Don't be confused by the Y thing. It's just that so many adjectives that end with Y are 2 syllables. You guys gave me, I don't know, 6 or 8 when we were playing around. Okay? Questions? Anyone? Okay. Here we go. Let's try another exercise here. The last 15-20 minutes. Choose one of the topics below and think of 3 examples from that topic. 3 examples of that topic, really. For example, if you pick sports, you can pick football, basketball, surfing. Compare the 3 objects. All right. We're going to give this a try. I think we'd come all the way around. So, Anna, back to you. You're first in the class. Anna,
Yes.
pick one. Pick any one you want. I don't care. And talk to me about 3 examples of that category. Or pick your own category.
For example, cars.
Cars? Go ahead.
Cities.
Anything you want.
Or films.
No, pick a category. If you want to pick cars, then like this. Okay, let me give you an example. Cars.
Okay. Yes.
When I was younger, I owned 3 different cars. Now, my Volkswagen Rabbit was better driving in off-road areas, and my pickup truck had the worst gas mileage of any of the 3 cars I owned. My Chevy Impala was somewhere in the middle, but at least it was better in gas mileage than the pickup. Like that. Just talk a little, compare the 3 things, and inevitably, by comparing them, you will use.
Yes, I have to make a sentence with, for example, cars in comparative or superlative.
Yeah, compare them all and talk about them. So, like for example, you want cars?
Yes. I have a smaller car.
Okay.
than I had before.
Okay, that's fine. Sure. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Well, first of all, let me quickly say hello to Nader. Hello, Nader. Howdy, howdy. Welcome to the class. Let me talk to Anna Belen for a second. Anna Belen. Hi.
Yes.
See if you can get it here. Pick a topic and pick 3 things. For example, if you were going to pick sports, perhaps you would pick football, basketball, whatever, and then compare them all with each other. So I want you to pick something. I don't care which category you pick, and tell me 3 things, and then just talk about them. One is smaller than the other, one is bigger, one is more populated, one is less polluted. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
For example, Rome is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Okay.
But New York is funnier than Rome.
Okay.
And I don't know. Mexico is the most populated city in South America.
Okay, well, you have to say, first of all, you have to say Mexico City.
Okay.
Mexico's a country, right? Yeah, okay, Mexico City. All right, Anna Belen, New York is the funniest. What you're saying, I don't know if you're saying what you mean. By saying it's the funniest, you could be saying.
Yes, maybe funnier.
Well, no. Hang on. Funny means ha 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 ha, or it means very strange. So I'm not sure if you're saying New York makes you laugh, or New York makes you turn up your eyebrow and think, how strange this place is. But I'm not sure if you don't mean fun. Funnest. Fun. Funner. Funnest. Those are 2 different things. Okay, those are completely different words now.
Okay.
All right. Funny is one word, but fun is another.
Another one. Okay.
Right. So fun, funner is weird. We usually say more fun. He's no fun. He's more fun. This is a weird exception. We really don't say funner and funnest. We normally say more fun and most fun. This is a strange exception. This is okay to do this. I don't know why this is an exception, I have to be honest. I don't know. I had the most fun at your party. I had more fun at your party than at her party. We don't really say funner. I think this is one of those cases where it's just what people say. Maybe the grammar rules are we should use funner and funnest, but nobody does. I think this is an exception. But anyway, fun is different than funny. Those are 2 different words. They are very commonly, especially in comparatives and superlatives, very commonly mixed up. But they are not the same thing. By the way, when we were talking about, I kind of forgot, stupid me. When we're talking about superlatives, there's really 2 answers. We can say the most interesting or least interesting for many of these adjectives that have more than one syllable. Most interesting or the least interesting. Most important, least important. Most polluted, least polluted. Now, like wide, wider, widest, I can't say the least wider. Well, the least wide. Yeah, I guess I can. All right. Less wide. Comparison. More wide. Less wide. Less. Least. Okay. All right. All right. More interesting, most interesting, less interesting, least interesting. That's what I was trying to say. So the comparatives as well. More interesting could also be less interesting. I forgot. Totally. We don't use the negatives that often, but we do. It is definitely possible to use less and least, just as valid as using more and most. Okay, let's have somebody else try this. Mustafa, pick a category.
Cars.
Cars, okay.
Sports.
No, pick one category.
Oh, just one. Okay. So
Yeah.
so it would be like sports.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. Compare some different sports. That's the idea.
Football, soccer game. Yeah. Soccer.
Okay.
Soccer and basketball.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Talk about them.
Yeah.
Soccer,
Yeah.
basketball, and what? I don't know.
You can say baseball, but I'm not familiar with it.
Sure.
So I like to watch soccer soccer games on TV. More what we can say. More than is that a comparative? More than
Yes, it certainly is.
yeah, more than basketball, and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try this. Let me try asking you questions. Which one do you find the most interesting?
I find soccer is more interesting than basketball. Yeah.
Okay. How about, is it more interesting than baseball?
And it is better than baseball. I think baseball is the worst between them.
Okay. Okay. The baseball is the worst. Usually we'd say it's the worst of the three. For example, this is a common kind of way to compare three or more things. When we're the worst or the best of the, and then whatever the number is, 3, the 4, the 5, whatever. The worst of the three. There's a common comparative structure. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Let me give somebody else a shot here.
Yeah.
Hang on. Jacqueline is gone. Okay. Heidi. Pick a category. Talk about something here. Doesn't matter.
Writers.
Great.
Agatha Christie, the greater than Sidney Sheridan.
Really? How do you spell Sidney Sheldon? Jeez.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Miracle. All
Sheldon.
right.
Yeah.
I know him, but I don't know how to spell his name.
Shakespeare is greatest writer.
Okay. Wild Bill Shakespeare, as I like to call him. uh, he is the greatest writer of all time. Okay. But who is more entertaining for you? Really? Tell me honestly. I knew you were going to say that. Yes. Yes, I agree. Reading Shakespeare is like taking apart your light socket. It's not really that exciting.
But Shakespeare's novels are forever, I think.
Okay. They are the most memorable or the most
I think greatest writer.
greatest or most classic, maybe? Classic can be used as an adjective. Okay. Yeah, I agree. All right. Who's the least talented of these writers?
Talented, Agatha Christie.
It's the least talented.
Least talented.
Least talented.
No, everybody is talented.
Okay, all right. If you're comparing and they're all equal, good. This is what I wanted to generate. Okay, they're all equally talented. All right. If you don't want to pick one that is more or most whatever, and that's another way to say it. They are equally talented. They are equally tall. It is equally cold in Moscow and Montreal. Whatever. All right, that's good. That's a good way to use comparisons and such. Okay, Pavel, talk to me about something.
Flowers.
Flowers, awesome. Talk about flowers.
Chamomile, rose, daisy.
Oh my God, I don't know how to spell.
No.
Wait.
Chamomile.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I'm okay. What else?
Daisy.
Daisies. No,
Daisies. Rose.
Rose. Okay. Okay. What are you going to say about them?
Chamomile is more usable for fortune.
It's more usable or more useful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Useful, yes. More useful for fortune teller.
All right. Don't people drink rose hips for therapeutic reasons?
For potato, more usable, yes. For
Pavel, I think you're breaking up.
Oh.
You're breaking up there. We didn't hear what you said the last part.
I don't hear.
I didn't hear. You didn't hear. I didn't hear. We didn't hear. Daisy chain. Daisies are more useful for making little chains. More useful. Okay. The most useful, even. Okay. An SUV is the most appropriate for the rough terrain. All right. If you're talking in general, Anna, SUV is the most appropriate for rough terrain in general. You don't have to say the. Unless you're talking about some specific rough terrain, you don't need the. Okay, guys, we are out of time. I hope you learned something about comparatives and superlatives, and I hope you didn't get confused by anything. Thank you very much for coming to the class. We'll see you guys again, I hope.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, there we go.